Hicks comes up with the opening tap. So the Pacers go to the offense first. Davis looking to enter the basketball. Raptors doing a nice job defensively. Mark Jackson gets it now. Smits wants it. 6 on the shot clock. Backs in Willis. Shot goes up. No good. Vince Carter skies for the rebound.
That's a nice statement to make. First missed shot. Vince Carter just climbing over the rim to make sure that the Raptors give up no offensive rebound. Heads up.
A lot, but Carter was behind him and couldn't get to it.
Yeah, it definitely was a good play. Chris Mullin's going to have some trouble guarding Vince Carter because of his quickness.
I have a feeling that matchup may not stay that way for very long. Davis turns around. Oakley gets up and lays it in, plus the foul.
I thought that Dale Davis may have traveled on that move, John, in his first step, and seems Charles Oakley just got a little frustrated and pushed him at the end. Right there, before that move, he switched his pivot feet, and you see in the NBA a lot of times you get that call on that turnaround on the baseline. This time, no call, and Davis going in line for an extra point.
All-time leading rebounder in the history of the Pacers. Can't convert the three-point play, though.
And that's one area that he does struggle in. When you're a rebounder and a power player, and you're not a guy that can make his free throws, that really hurts your team. But this team, the Indiana Pacers, we talked about the Raptors shooting free throws well all year. The Pacers are #1 in the NBA. The Raptors right behind them at #2.
Well, despite the fact that Davis shoots at about 56%. Christie working on Miller, gets into the paint, gets stripped, comes to Alvin Williams. 2 on the shot clock as Oakley has to let it go. Beats the buzzer, but can't get it to fall.
Good job by Alvin Williams to find Oakley wide open. There's Chris Mullin. You got to get a hand on. Oh, it's a rare air ball. You don't see too many of those from Mullin.
Saved by Davis, but right to Alvin Williams. Dumps it down to Kevin Willis for the deuce.
John, we've seen it so many times this season. Kevin Willis at 7 feet to get up and down the court the way he does. He gave Alvin Williams that opportunity just by running.
Reggie Miller gets it. Christie right in his face immediately. Davis now working on Oakley. Turns, ducks under, lays it off the glass. Nice move by Dale Davis.
Yeah, excellent move, and up and under move. Now, if you're Charles Oakley, when Davis turns to take that shot, that's what you want him to do. His strength is not taking that turnaround jumper. Just get a hand up and let him take it.
Alvin Williams towards the baseline, finds Vince Carter. Carter wants to drive, gets into the paint. The foul goes against Mullin.
Now, Chris Mullin is a position defensive player. He plays angles. He tries to use his strength. He's a very strong player. People don't give him credit for his strength in the court. I've played against Chris Mullin. I'll tell you what, he's a very physical guy when he has to be. And here you can see, once Vince Carter gets that first step on him, Mullin's going to have a hard time trying to stay with him.
Oakley down to Christie. Christie turns and fires, drops it down.
Well, you want to make Reggie Miller work at the defensive end, much like Reggie Miller is going to make you work. Doug Christie doing a nice job in the post, as always.
Back out to Mullin. Opening, stripped by Carter. Gets it back to Dale Davis. Boy, that was bad luck for the Raptors. Nice strip, and it comes right back into the hands of Mullin.
Well, good heads-up play by Chris Mullin, hitting the dirt, finding the open man. Chris always knows everybody is on the court. Everybody talks about his shooting ability, but he's a tremendous passer.
Alvin Williams dumps it down against Carter. Carter again looking to drive. Illegal defense called against Indiana.
You can see the concern the Pacers have. They don't want to leave Chris Mullin stuck. Larry Bird, coach of the Pacers. Next to him is Dick Harder, tremendous defensive coach. And get a look at the Toronto Raptors, and you can see right underneath, right there, Rick Smits just kind of hanging around in the lane. See if he can help out his teammate. Fortunately, you're not allowed to do that in the NBA.
Lob to Christie, who rolls it home.
A big-time decision by Doug Christie, too. If he would have tried to dunk that, John, I don't think he would have made it. Nice, soft finger roll.
You know what made that even more impressive? Reggie Miller knew that was coming. He was trying to prepare for that, and he still couldn't beat it. Davis again with 8 points now.
That's something the Raptors are really going to have to watch out for. Can't let somebody get it going. You have your scorers in this team, Smits, Mullin, and Miller. You can't let a player like Dale Davis put up big numbers.
He's 4 for 4 from the field. He has all of Indiana's points.
And again, getting right to the bucket. You've got to push him out a little bit and make him shoot as opposed to trying to use his power game.
Christie turns, fade away, bounces around. Smits with the rebound. Jackson starts the break.
Raptors not getting a lot of offensive rebounds here early.
Kevin Willis almost with a strip, and then Smith behind the back to Reggie Miller's three, no good. Carter with the rebound.
Big fella styling with the behind the back pass.
And you like to see Reggie Miller missing three there.
Although a lot like player he battled against, there's that nice soft touch we're seeing more and more of from Vince Carter. But one of the things that Reggie Miller, a lot like Michael Jordan, who did battle against, Reggie Miller, despite what he shoots during the game, come crunch time, you know he can still come alive and make some big shots.
Comes around a screen, stripped by Alvin Williams. Doug Christie with it now. Christie finds Alvin Williams, who launches a three, no good. Davis with the rebound.
Alvin still struggling with that shot. Last 3-4 games, just not where it was after he got off that early season slump he was in.
Mullen. Got a size advantage on Alvin Williams and uses it.
And he'll keep faking. Chris Mullen will try to get you off your feet. He'll fake you, he'll shoulder you, give you the eyes, he'll give you the works to try to get you to move because he's not going to out-jump you.
Alvin Williams pulls up on the baseline. It's short. Alvin winds up on the floor. Butch Carter wants to know where the foul was. Mullen this time on Vince Carter. With a fake, tries to lose him on the baseline. Carter with the swat.
Oh my. Vince Carter got beat on that play, still able to recover and smack it off the glass. Back, let's take a look at our IBM CourtSense replay. And look at Doug Christie working on Reggie Miller on an alley-oop to the bucket. Let's let it roll right here, and you're going to see at the top of your screen, Charles Oakley gets the ball right there. You see the good front by Reggie Miller. So Doug Christie's just going to spin around him and go right to the hoop. And as my partner John Saunders pointed out, there's not much Reggie Miller could do in this situation. He turns around, completely around. You don't want to do that. You want to try to drop with your back foot and bump the offensive player because once you spin, you're in trouble.
Great catch by Doug Christie there. Oakley has it. Down to Kevin Willis. Fires over top of Smith, off the mark.
Pulled the string on that one, John. Never followed through on a ball. Kevin Willis picked some big shots to start that second half for the Raptors in Cleveland. And get the Raptors off to a real good start on the road.
Mullen drives, dumps it out for Smits, who now is an open jumper. Uses the glass, no good. Kevin Willis rebounds and finds Alvin Williams. Vince Carter wants the lob. There it is. Oh, no! Off the side of his head, through the bucket.
That's a new one, John. We haven't seen that one yet. We've seen a lot of alley-oops, but not the side catch over the head.
Vince Carter has ignited the crowd already.
And if you can hear that second roar, that was from the replay in the arena. The crowd enjoying that one. That was a great decision by Alvin Williams. He saw that play coming. Vince gave him the finger pointing up. He just went right to the alley-oop.
Willis has Davis this time. Jump hook is good.
There you go. Come right back at Dale Davis. And Kevin Willis looking at Davis. Davis thought he had that one. Kevin Willis looked at him and said, nah, big fella, you didn't get it. You didn't get it. You were close, but you didn't get it.
Raptors have grabbed the lead. And Miller, that's where he likes to run off those screens on the baseline, and that's where he's so dangerous, knocking down the three.
Well, John, he does such a great job of reading his defender. That time, Doug Christie looked like he was going to cheat up the middle. So Reggie Miller just faded to the corner, and his teammates know what he does offensively, and Mark Jackson able to give him the ball.
Willis turns again with a jump hook and rattles this one around, but it pops out.
A little different this time. Rick Smits with his hand up instead of Dale Davis.
Miller drives. Miller was trying to create the foul. They're going to say it's on the floor. Reggie's like, wait a second.
Now that's a veteran for you right there. That's a veteran for you. Trying to get the call and the three-point play opportunity. Watch this pass now. Alvin Williams coming down and over the head, sideways, any other way you want to do it, he'll do it. Check this out. Wow. Sean Marks up on the Raptors bench. He was up as soon as that pass went. He knew something spectacular was coming.
Miller now with Christie on him. Davis comes out to set the pick. Mark Jackson offers a three. Long rebound as well out to Smits.
Pacers doing a real good job early on rebounding the Raptors.
Tracy McGrady into the game is going to get hit with the foul as he reached in on Mr. Mullen.
You got to be careful when you're guarding Chris Mullen. Again, he's going to fake you to death. He's going to try to seduce you, lure you into fouls, into reaching for the basketball. And he knows that that's what you want to do.
Big East team winning the championship this year in Connecticut, but I think the best years of the Big East were your Syracuse teams, the great Patrick Ewing Georgetown teams, Chris Mullen's St. John's teams.
Oh, some great teams played with some outstanding players. Walter Berry, remember him? Like could jump out of the gym. And Chris Mullin, again, everybody talked about his shooting ability, but he's just such a smart player. Really understands the game, and his ability to find the open man as well as shoot is always something that impressed me.
Pacers have reclaimed the lead at 2 points. Alvin Williams dribbles out of trouble. Now spots an opening, turns, and fires and rattles it down.
That's a big shot right there. Make Mark Jackson work defensively. Mark Jackson likes to take opposing guards into the post. This time Alvin Williams on his side able to return the favor. But John, we have to mention it. Mark Jackson playing with a heavy heart in this game. His father passed away, and he's talked to his mother, and his mother said, "Hey, Mark, play the game. This is what you need to do to keep your mind off of things right now."
Alvin Williams misses almost everything. Christie, a little shake and bake, and a little too much shake with his bake. And there's Mark Jackson, as you mentioned, his father passing away. And send along our condolences to the family as well as Reggie Miller drops in a deuce.
Yes, good job again. Reggie Miller so good at catching and shooting the ball. He gets open, and he doesn't need a lot of time to get that shot off because he catches it. He's already thinking shot, much like we get to see with D. Brown quite often coming off the bench.
Big battle between Christie and Miller again. Reggie Miller just lost trying to stay with Christie. Christie gets blocked. Still Raptors ball.
At that time, good help by Dale Davis. Dale Davis wasn't drawn far enough away defensively at the time the pass was made, so he was right there, and even Rick Smits was able to get in there and get a piece of it.
Antonio Davis has come into the game for Rick Smits. As you mentioned, Antonio playing on a bad ankle.
Yeah, hurt his ankle 2 games back against the Atlanta Hawks. Didn't play against the Knicks the other day, and he was questionable for today. Doesn't look like he's moving very smoothly. I was watching him before the game.
Christie with a great drive, but just could not quite finish. A lot of traffic underneath the hoop. Reggie Miller again. Willis gets right out in his face.
And good job by Kevin Willis. You got to get up on the shooter, even though you don't want to be there if you're a big guy, and that's what happens. You force him to take a tough shot with a hand up. Good decision, good effort by the big fellas for the Raptors.
Strong rebound by McGrady. Christie launches a 3 off the mark. Nobody underneath to get the rebound except Davis.
That's why you got to be careful with that shot, especially early in the game when you're trying to establish a rhythm.
Mullen bodies his way in. Dale Davis. And Oakley with the steal. Oakley with the lob to McGrady.
McGrady just can't get an alley-oop all season, John. He has so many opportunities, but the passes somehow seem to go in the wrong direction for him.
Mullen's shot is no good. McGrady gets another rebound.
You got to figure it's hard to throw a bad alley-oop to McGrady or Carter the way these guys get up.
Get it up near the glass. And there's McGrady from the outside, no good. Oakley, what a rebound that is. Gets it up on the iron, can't drop it down. Gets it back to Kevin Willis, spins in the lane and drops it down.
Excellent second and third effort by Charles Oakley. Had no business getting that second rebound, able to get it, and then the presence of mind to keep it alive, find the open man, and Kevin Willis doing the right thing, putting his back on Mark Jackson, going up strong. Welcome back to Air Canada Center. Now watch this matchup down low in the post. Doug Christie's going to go on the top side to not allow Reggie Miller to come up this side and get a Dale Davis screen, but watch how Reggie Miller reacts to this. Doug will get on the top side. Now he's going to not allow him to go up on the strong, and now watch right here. Now you see Reggie Miller take off. Now hold it right there. You're going to see Doug Christie's going to try to take the top route. So Reggie Miller says, you know what? Instead of curling, I'm just going to go right out to the corner and watch what happens. Bingo. Mark Jackson gives him a nice, easy jumper. A little late with the rotation there. Kevin Willis had to react to that. Doug Christie got caught, but good decision by the offensive man, Reggie Miller, reading the way his defender plays it.
Changes on the floor. Miller drops that one down to Antonio Davis, who drops it in. John Thomas and D. Brown now in the game for the Raptors. And for the Pacers, Al Harrington, a youngster who came right out of high school, is on the floor for the Pacers, as is Sam Perkins. Talk about opposite ends of the spectrum. The veteran and the rookie. Carter shot won't go. And Jackson with a rebound.
Did you see that hand, Al Harrington, the high school young man, that way challenged the shot of Vince Carter. One of the things that Larry Bird loves about him is his defense. Says he really gets out there and plays people hard.
Harrington gets a body out there and knocks Kevin Willis into the second row. And it's Indiana's basketball.
Interesting that The Indiana Pacers are much like a family. John, have been together quite some time, and Antonio Davis has really taken Al Harrington under his wing, living in his house with his family. And there's Mark Jackson. Got to get a hand on him. He gets going. He's another one of these players for the Pacers that's a threat from long range.
And that lead now at 5 is the largest of the game for either team. Nip and tuck now in the final minute here of the first quarter. D. Brown coming around. Reggie Miller out on him. Thomas sets a tough screen on Reggie Miller. 4 on the shot clock. Thomas turns on Sam Perkins underneath. Drops it in somehow. He was behind the glass on that one.
Very difficult angle, but using his strength to somehow muscle in on Sam Perkins. Sam Perkins, one of the new acquisitions on this Pacer team. Came over from the Seattle Supersonics. And there's that patented little running one-hander that Mark Jackson loves to use in the middle and on the baseline. Awkward looking shot, but he drops it in.
Vince Carter with it. Harrington, the other rookie, but now Kevin Willis face Sam Perkins, shoots. Nice job by Antonio Davis to move John Thomas out of the way as he came in towards the rebound. Just got a hand on his stick, pushed him out. Jackson on D. Brown, posting him up.
That was almost an offensive foul right there. Mark Jackson put his left arm over D. Brown, not allow him to challenge, but no call.
Tim Hortons Donuts always fresh, and here's a look at the first quarter stats. And the field goal percentage of the Raptors, who've been up and around 50 for about their last 5 or 6 games, struggling tonight.
Yeah, Raptors have had some great first quarters on this run they've had. You can see not shooting the ball well. Also, only 3 offensive rebounds for both teams, but the Raptors have to get on the offensive glass, and usually when they don't, it tells you that they're just not moving and being aggressive enough. Now, the Indiana Pacers, this team has got some good-sized bodies up front. They're doing a real good job of keeping the Raptors out of the paint right now.
Vince Carter creates, drops it in, plus the foul.
All right, John, I'll tell you what, a lot of strength behind that shot. Just to get that shot up, he was almost back down. You watch his move right here. Vince Carter goes up, gets the contact. Look at this, he's almost back down. His feet are almost touching the floor. Somehow manages to get that shot over the rim.
It's called hang time. And he has a lot of it. Travis Best running the point now for the Pacers. Draws a double team. And Antonio Davis is trying to take the feed back. And Harrington knocked out of bounds. Still belongs to the Pacers. 14 ticks on the shot clock.
Stick around at halftime. I had an opportunity to chat with Vince Carter.
Fred Hoiberg drops it off for Harrington. No good.
You know, John, one of the things that when I talked with Vince for halftime, the poise that he has. Really a nice young man. Somebody you really love to see have the success that he's having. A lot of interesting things to say, and also chosen the NBA's Rookie of the Month. So, get a look at there again, the quickness.
Say, Al,
too quick for his own
you didn't go to high school, you didn't go to college, you went right to the NBA. Now here's what you would have seen if you'd gone to the ACC first.
Vince really credits the ACC in his college.
Oh, nice dump down by Carter. John Thomas.
There's John Thomas, who likes to be called the Kitchen. That's his nickname here with the Raptors. They say when he goes in the room, the first place he goes to is the kitchen. And if you come into his court, his area around the paint, you're coming into the kitchen, he's going to have you for lunch.
Best swings it to Sam Perkins. Perkins, a perimeter player, but still the ability to drive. Can't get it to fall. And D. Brown now. Nice entry pass. McGrady gets it back out to D, who launches a 3. No good.
D fading away a little bit on that one. Had a little bit more time to get set. Travis Best, tough move right there. Best he's another one of these players. You get him in the open court, John, he's very good in transition. Coming down, he'll stop and take the jump shot. Or in that play, as we saw, go right to the hoop.
McGrady faces Hoiberg, gives it to Thomas. Vince Carter cut off on the baseline. Finds D. Brown and launches a 3. Misses the mark. Hoiberg with the rebound.
You see the great expectations of the crowd now. They see D get set to launch, and everybody's in anticipation of a swish. Good hands there, Vince Carter.
Creates the turnover. Kevin Willis.
Vince Carter,
Medium range jump shot on the way and good.
and John, as soon as he caught that ball, Vince Carter knew he was going to shoot it. He was set in his stance, put it up, right decision. Nice pass by Kevin Willis.
9 points for Vince Carter early in the second quarter. Best draws a double team, and then John Thomas drops off. Hoiberg is coming to the ball, and McCready just reached out and grabbed it.
We're all tied here at Air Canada Center. Let's take a look at our IBM CourtSense replay. Kevin Willis finding Vince Carter for the jump shot. Now the Raptors coming down in transition as we let it roll here. Kevin Willis gets it. Now hold it right there. You'll see Willis, he's stuck right now. So Vince Carter goes to the open spot, presents himself, and watch his legs as he catches the ball. He's ready to shoot. He gives the man the angle, catches it with his feet in the right stance, and bango, knocks in the jump shot. And I'll tell you what, Vince Carter, we've seen the spectacular, we've seen the jump shots, but that ability to shoot that ball and that mid-range jump shot is what's going to separate him from all the other players.
And that's when Michael Jordan really started to win those scoring titles, is when he developed that jump shot.
John, all you got to do is look around. If you're a young player, you don't have to go very far to find out how to be successful in this league. Michael Jordan made a living out of that short game, that in-between game, not the dunk, not the three-point shot, but right in the middle. And the Raptors still struggling with their jump shot. But you got to remember, this is a very good offensive team, the Indiana Pacers. They're one of 3 teams in the NBA. They're in the top 10 in all 3 shooting categories. Milwaukee and Utah are the other teams. They're number 1 in free throw percentage, which I mentioned earlier. They're number 7 in field goal percentage, right around 45%. And they're number 6 at scoring points, about 94 a game.
John Wallace into the game and drops it off to Oakley. Brady just lost it. Looked like he was getting ready to drop it off to someone, and goes flying to the wrong someone.
Obviously didn't get to that rosin right in front of us.
Yeah, I know.
I was wondering why we had an opportunity to breathe there during that timeout. Not enough people used it.
I know. They usually come by slapping that stuff on, and it winds up in your popcorn and everything. We'll look at the turnovers right now. Raptors doing a nice job. Sam Perkins dumps it off with Davis. Antonio Davis drops it out of bounds.
Well, the Indiana Pacers, John, they're last in the league in forcing turnovers. So the Raptors aren't necessarily going to get a lot of pressure. They just play good basic position defense.
Hopefully, good job to hang on to that basketball. D. Brown launches a 3 on the way, and 3's the charm. Missed the first 2, and that one drops home.
And nice job there. You can see he took his time. He took his time, got his feet set. In fact, the first 2 took it a little bit too quickly that time, and that's what great shooters do. They make adjustments.
Well, blocking foul goes against Oakley. Harrington had the shot, decided he wanted a closer look and tried to take it to the hole. That's a call that the veteran might think he would get.
Oh, Charles Oakley looking at Jim Capers saying,
just a hip check.
Just a hip check. Hey, I've been in this league 13 years. This guy's just out of high school. Give me the call.
Harrington wants it and gets it. Shakes, spins into the lane, gets it up on the glass and drops it in. Nice move by the rookie.
Very nice move. Not only using his body and strength, but then going with the left hand as he shot it. Very impressive move.
Oakley sends it back to D. Brown. Sets the screen then. D. Brown on the pick and roll gives it back to Oakley. Shot clock at 5 now. John Wallace has to work. Oh, John Wallace may get the best looks at the basket of anybody you see in the league. When I say that, I just mean when he gets in that range, it's almost regardless what the player's doing defensively against him, he's going to get it in.
Well, Sam Perkins is all over him. Sam Perkins has the size advantage, but Wallace still able to get that shot. Now, how about Hoiberg getting in there for that rebound? And an easy pass inside from Best to Perkins. Now, this is something the Raptors have been very good at eliminating. Second shot opportunities and then easy plays to get buckets. They have to tighten things up defensively, John.
D. Brown, that's a deuce. No good. Travis Best now with the push. Swings it to Hoiberg, who can shoot it and drops it in.
Yeah, now Hoiberg is a guy also you got to get up on him, but did not play. Hasn't played in a while. Had his 17th DNP against the Knicks the other day, I think Tuesday.
Carter, Harrington on his back, gets him in the air and drops it in.
Nice little hesitation. The reaction is when you're playing a guy like that instinctively is when he makes that big stop, you're ready to go with it. Nice little pause, let the defender lose his balance and take that shot.
Double team. Perkins now. Down the lane. And the foul is against John Wallace. Welcome back. John Saunders and Leo Rautins here. The Raptors with a 1-point lead over the Pacers.
Doing a little bit better job shooting in this quarter, John. 67%, 6 of 9 after shooting just 37% in the first quarter. And Larry Bird saying, what was that again? What was that stat? 6 of 9, Larry.
Larry was 6 of 9 in a lot of quarters as well.
Oh, yeah. Boy, talk about a guy that can shoot, pass, just do everything. Coach of the year last year in the NBA.
Mullen turns and fires over Wallace and knocks it down.
Hey, you can't waste any time coming on Chris Mullen. You have to take your chances on the fact that can he beat you? Get up on him, take that risk, because chances are he's not going to beat you on the drive, but he will nail that jumper with consistency.
Vince Carter. Mullen got up on him a little too close, and so he says, see you later.
Well, Chris has got quick hands. You can see him come from behind. He'll try to reach down low, and he'll try to catch you from behind if you bring that ball behind your head. He already caught Vince once in this game, but you watch. No problem getting around him, but as soon as you bring that ball over your head, there's Mullen coming from the back trying to get the ball. I played against this guy, John. Very quick hands. If you relax at all, you show the ball, Mullen will get a piece of it. Much like Charles Oakley does too. You show the basketball, it's high risk because these guys are so good at slapping at it. And they've done it for so long, the referees kind of let them get away with a little bit more than some of the other players.
Now you look at that 7 points that Vince Carter had against the Cavs and you say, what an off game. And then you look at the assists and the rebounds and you say, wait a second.
Yeah, and this is
he was on the bench a long time.
Hurt his knee, got his knee banged up in the game, as well as the foul trouble.
Well, that was Best. His offering wasn't even close, and the rebound comes to Mullen, and he gets Carter to commit the foul.
Well, going back to that Cleveland game, John, we talked about it early in the game. There were a lot of shots Vince Carter could have taken early before foul trouble was a factor. He passed up shots to get his teammates the ball that were better shots. And if you're leading scorer and one of the players getting all that hype is willing to do that, you know you got some great chemistry.
Antonio Davis turns and fires. It's a little flat. McGrady with the rebound.
Yeah, excellent defense. Charles Oakley was right up on that shot.
Grady into some traffic. Gives it to D. Brown. Vince Carter and Sam Perkins, a couple of North Carolina guys. Oakley gets the feed. Drops it down to Wallace. And Wallace, a rare miss for him from that range.
John, Oakley's got to take that shot because there were rebounders ready if he takes it. If he doesn't take it, all the rebounders are gone.
Fred Hoiberg offers a three. No good. Big collision underneath. And a foul goes against the Pacers.
Nice job, D. Brown, getting in there with the big fellas. Trying to rebound and hold his ground. And Antonio Davis picking up the foul as a result. If you forget that D. Brown played power forward and center in college.
Right. Jacksonville.
Didn't have a real big team, and he was their main man up front. And he stands about 6'3", 6'4". Maybe if you want to stretch it to 6'5", which, you know, they stretch it. Read the stat books, media guides. You really think that D. Brown, as we get a look at Butch Carter chatting with Vince Carter. D. Brown really making a push for that 6th Man of the Year award. Yep. Having as good a season as anybody coming in off the bench. And one of the things they look at is what's your team's record. And if your impact is helping that team win, certainly D. Brown has to be looked at.
Mullen Wallace does a nice job to stay with him. Hoiberg now, as the shot clock goes to 7. Drives, swings it back out to Mullen. Mullen with a three, no good.
John might have gotten a fingernail on that one, John.
And Wallace ahead of the pack. Send it in!
Oh, excellent pass. Vince Carter looking right up, and John Wallace giving the defensive effort. He got up, got a piece of that ball, even if it was a fingernail, John, and then able to get out on the break.
Raptors with their largest lead of the game at 5. Smits turns on Oakley, drops it down.
Rick Smith's so tough to challenge the shot because he's so tall, and when you look at his release, he holds that ball high, doesn't bring it down. Just want to try to bump him, make him shoot from as far out as you can.
Wallace now turns to face Sam Perkins. Takes him to the baseline, gets it up on the iron, drops it home.
John Wallace obviously putting his stamp on this game early. 6 points already. That's in about 5 minutes, John.
Smith wants it. Let's take a look at through goals this quarter. The Raptors heating it up now. Smith swings it to Perkins, who's cutting down. And Vince Carter may get hit with a foul there, and he does.
Vince Carter a little too aggressive in that play. Once you see a guy who's got it right there, there's not much you can do about it. Nice job by Sam Perkins to get in the lane, get that ball, spin away from the pressure, and go right up.
We talked about North Carolina in that program and Michael Jordan. And think of the team that won the national championship in '82 that had Michael Jordan, Sam Perkins, James Worthy, Matt Doherty, who just was named the head coach of Notre Dame. Not a bad team.
Not bad at all.
Christie swings it to Oakley. Carter dumps it down to Wallace. Wallace towards the paint, up in the air. One won't drop for him, and Reggie Miller will lead the way. We approach 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Mullen trying to free himself with Carter, having a tough time. You know, that is a wily veteran move, because what Mullen did was he left Vince Carter behind the screen. He actually gave him a little shove so that he would go into the screen.
Exactly, John. That's what veterans do. They understand how to play screens, how to push you, how to lock you in, and then they make it look so easy on the finish.
Shot clock is at 8. Carter to the baseline. Nice feed into Christie. Christie on a glass. +1.
A great pass by Vince Carter, finding his teammate. Carter aggressively going to the baseline, saw Doug Christie wide open, gave him the rock. Check out this matchup down here. Chris Mullin, Vince Carter. Vince Carter trying to guard him. Now watch Mullin right here. He's going to give Vince Carter a little bump. Carter does a great job reacting, but now right here, hold it. Watch this. He pushes him this way, wraps around the screen, and it gets an easy layup down the middle. Little nudge, locks him, freezes him, and it comes right down the middle. Help's not there. Chris Mullin for an easy 2. That might have been the slowest move in the history of basketball, but you know what? You don't need athleticism when you got the smarts.
Slowest move, at the end of it, he was wide open.
Exactly. But the veteran players are so good at using their bodies. They'll suck you in. The key, John, and this is what a lot of young players get confused on. Basketball is a game of quickness. It's a game of speed, but you don't rush. The young players have a tendency to rush, where the older players will slow it down, and they'll use screens, use their teammates. They'll let the game come to them, and that's why they're so good.
Dale Davis will go to the line, and on the floor, our first look in 5 games at Reggie Slater, who is a papa once again for the 3rd time. His son.
That's right.
Rashawn.
Reggie said, D. Brown at practice yesterday when Reggie came back, D. Brown was saying, who's that out there that's breathing so hard? A week at home. And it caught up to him. There's Reggie Slater trying to get his legs and his lungs back. Well, congratulations to his wife, Katie.
Dale Davis makes the 2nd of those. Pacers 2 of 6 from the line right now, so not helping the cause. John Thomas sets a nice screen on Travis Best. D. Brown is open for 3, well short. And Best goes the other way with it. Mullen dumps it in, and Vince Carter has picked up another foul. And that's 3 on Vince Carter with 2 minutes left in the half, 2 minutes 2 seconds. So Vince Carter's likely going to be heading to the bench.
Yeah, if you're Vince Carter, you got to be a little careful, John. He picked up 1 foul. Remember that one behind Sam Perkins? Really, you're not going to make a play on that. The guy's already got the ball under the basket. He's going to score. Let him go. And this play, reaching. You can't afford the cheap fouls, because you know there's going to be some calls you don't necessarily agree with, that you're going to get caught.
Well, if you do commit the foul, you sent the right guy to the line, because Dale Davis continues to struggle out there. 56% he shoots. There's Vince, who's going to sit down, had that foul trouble in Cleveland as well. Difference is he heads to the bench tonight with 13 points. Raptors lead is at 2. D. Brown with the ball. Travis Best decides to retreat rather than run into John Thomas again.
Good idea.
Reggie Slater Takes it right in strong. John Thomas up on the glass to finish.
Well, you got the bull in the kitchen going hard to the bucket right there. Reggie Slater doing what he does best, going strong. And how about John Thomas? He just doesn't let up, John. He comes in the game and he's ready to do things right away.
He gets one of those every game.
Yeah.
He gets a nice tip back, put back, blocking foul. Going to go against the Raptors.
He just clears the room out. If he sees somebody going up to the bucket, he knows what his job is. Get it off the rim, go follow the shot. The misses are yours. It's like the old saying, every shot I miss is a pass to you. And that's what John Thomas pretty much understands. There he is helping out, knocking the ball out. Reggie Miller picking up the foul.
And here's a guy who up there is just about automatic. 91% he shoots it from up there. Much like Larry Bird did. 9 straight years with 100 threes. That's an NBA record. Think about it. 9 straight years with 100. Well, he finally missed.
There you go, John. There you go. The broadcast is up there.
Well, I picked the right time to do that then. Travis Best to meet D. Brown. Alvin Williams with it now. D. Brown frees himself, and again you saw the veteran move. Can't get the fall, but again D. Brown, much like Chris Mullin did, lost his man behind the screen. Travis Best glides in, plus the foul.
Travis Best made that foul right there. He just went right at Reggie Slater. Looked like Slater was just holding his ground, just put his hand up saying, okay, I can't do anything now. But watch Travis Best going right at him. Slater just getting that hand in, but that little reach at the end is what caused the foul.
It's not often when you see the ball drop through that one of your teammates would be upset. But Reggie Miller, as Travis Best drove down the lane and the ball went through, he was turning, kicking the ground and everything. He was upset because he was sitting outside the three-point arc wide open.
Yep. And this is a team that spent a lot of time together. During that lockout, they worked out together. It was well noted how they hired their own trainers. They spent a lot of time getting ready for this season.
Doug Christie with a consistent jump shot.
Yeah, Doug not wasting any time that time. When he gets set and he turns with that aggressiveness. When he waits too long, I think his percentage drops. When he gets in there and turns aggressively, does a real nice job with that jumper. Good job of trailing out on Reggie Miller.
Dale Davis into the paint, gets up, throws it at the glass. Reggie Slater with the rebound. Gets it to Christie. Oh, John Thomas all alone underneath. And Rick Smits crashes into him. Now, did he get the shooting foul? He did.
Yeah, he should get the shooting foul because he couldn't get that ball up because he was pushed out. But great job by running the court. I can't overestimate how much now at the other end. We've got to take a look at this play. Hold it right there. Watch Reggie Smith and Doug Christie. Reggie Miller and Doug Christie. You got to trail a shooter. Watch him trail, and then you get help right there. Your help comes over. That's what it's all about when you're playing a shooter. You want to get right up into his uniform, trail on the curls, do whatever you can, and hope that the help steps up on the shot.
This is not John Thomas's most consistent part of the floor either. 61%. He gets one of the two. We're down to the final 20 seconds of the first half. Raptors lead by 3. Dale Davis sees an opening and just goes right to the hole.
A nice little hesitation. Rick Smits helped out in that play by running the court. That little hesitation made John Thomas think that there might be a pass. He cleared up, opened up the lane.
The Raptors will get the last look at the basket. Alvin Williams to D. Brown. I don't know how they lost. D's three's no good. D. Brown not having the consistency from out there today that he saw in Cleveland, but that is the way it goes for shooters.
Well, D. Brown just 1 for 7 in this game, John. A lot of those shots are normal makes for him. The Raptors would have a nice little cushion if D was on his normal shooting game. Some things he might be doing in the second half.
Well, we fumbled the ball around a couple times and gave him a bunch of easy baskets, and our young guys made some bad reads on the back of our press. So, but we pretty much have kept Mullin out of it. I hope we can keep him out of it, and I need to keep Vince out of foul trouble. So we can do that and hopefully get it to where in the fourth quarter we can have a chance to win the game. Good enough.
All right, thanks, Butch.
Thanks, Leo.
Do you tell Butch a good joke before all of those interviews? Because he is in a good mood.
Yeah, he been interesting doing the halftime talks with Butch. Here, take a look at some of our halftime stats right now.
Brought to you by Tim Hortons. Coffee you can count on, Leo.
Really?
And I know how much you like your morning coffee.
That's right, and those Timbits. I'm a Timbit man. Anyway, see the percentages. Pacers, close to 48%. Raptors, 7 of 8 from the line. Remember, didn't hit one free throw in that first quarter. And 3-point field goals, 1 of 9. Now the Pacers 2 of 10, not that much better. But you can see the Raptors also getting out rebounded, not only in the defensive glass, but on the offensive glass, which is a big concern for Butch Carter. And then you look at the assists. The Raptors 17 assists, which means they're doing a good job moving the basketball. They got 17 assists on just 20 field goals. So Raptors no problem scoring. Problem just taking some shots that maybe ill-advised early on, some quick shots, not getting their feet set.
We are underway now in the second half. Alvin Williams draws Mark Jackson. Vince Carter on Mullen. Turns, fires over top of him, a little long. Reggie Miller with the rebound. There were only yellow jerseys under the basket.
Yeah, again, that's one of those situations where I think what Butch Carter wants when you get Chris Mullin in the post-up situation is not a little fadeaway jumper to start off the second half, but attack him because all your teammates are standing outside. No help there for Rick Smits. And Kevin Willis a little upset about that. He tried to not allow Smits to get position, but the big fella, the Flying Dutchman, able to get inside.
Well, flying done. I don't know about flying.
Well, he flew a little bit there. Yeah, he wouldn't. He
wouldn't have got over the Scarborough phone book with that jump.
No, I mean, you don't want to get any oxygen there.
When you're 7'4", I guess you don't have to.
How about the stretching Dutchman? There you go.
Reggie Miller fighting hard to get open. Smits, Willis pushes him away from the basket. Oakley with the rebound.
Much better there. You can see Smits, a little contact there, off balance. Never got his feet underneath him to take a good shot. Alvin Williams has 5 assists in the first half, John. No turnovers.
Oakley swings it to Carter. Oakley with it. His jumper on the way and off the mark.
You could see he was stepping off that shot. Great hustle there. Alvin Williams and a heads-up play by Rick Smits.
Not quite. He stepped out of bounds before he bounced it off Alvin.
Good idea. But the footwork wasn't there. And watch this play. Alvin Williams was nowhere near this play. It comes out of nowhere. And Rick Smits takes it away, but steps out of bounds.
Alvin Williams comes to the ball. Dumps it down to Kevin Willis. Spins nicely on Smits and gets it up. That was going to be a tough shot from that side of the basket.
Hey, you're almost better off just spinning and powering up and look for the foul as opposed to just trying to make the finesse move on the other side.
Mark Jackson tries to bump in Alvin Williams. Turns, short with the shot.
Usually Mark Jackson's deadly. Once he gets in there, if there's no help coming against guards, he's so good at posting him up. And nice there, nice shot there. Alvin Williams coming down the court, nice assist, finding the open man. And Vince Carter, when he gets his puppy set, gets the legs into it, nice looking shot.
Vince with 15 now. And there's Mark Jackson again posting up Alvin Williams. The help comes.
Same shot. Not getting enough on it. Very short.
Alvin Williams trying to save it, but he can't. You're supposed to get more help from the bench, aren't you?
Yeah. Guys are going, hey, Alvin, don't knock me over. Alvin's going, my buddy's here. You're supposed to keep me from going through there. It's not easy being a young player in this league, right?
Smits from the baseline, short. Kept alive, comes right to Smits, then off Oakley. And it's going to be the Raptors basketball. It looks like that went off the shins of Oakley, but apparently Rick Smits got a pinky on it.
I'll tell you what, though, aggressive play on the offensive glass by the Pacers. They're really coming out and going after the ball. Got to be careful.
Christie wants it. Miller trying to defend him. Christie shoots over top of him and drops it in. How do you defend that?
You really got to get up and just try to get tighter. But again, if you get tight on Doug Christie, his strength is going to the bucket, putting that ball on the floor.
Smits. Willis there to defend him. Smits gets it up and drops it down.
Oh, he is so tough. When he gets that shot going, he just changes everything in the game for the Pacers.
Smits an all-star last year for the first time in his career.
Remember the year before, had the bad feet, really had a hard time getting going, had surgery on both feet. And the same thing happened in the first half. We saw Vince Carter trying to make that turn on the baseline and just slipping, losing his footing.
I want to step on that little blue pad again. A little more grip on the bottom of those. Davis backs in Oakley, thinks about the duck under. Oakley takes it away from him. Dale Davis gets it right back. It's another shot at it. Short again. This time Smits gets it and drops it in. The Raptors being hammered on the glass right now.
How about that stretch by Smits, catching it in one hand and just putting it right back up. But you're right, John. You got to box out. Oakley let Dale Davis take the one shot. Did a good job defending, but didn't box out on the shot. Look at the numbers there, Raptors.
Oh, Doug Christie follows his own miss. Christie with 13 now. Willis knocks that out of bounds. They'll give Willis a foul for reaching around the back.
Kevin a little too aggressive trying to knock that ball away from Smits. He's a very difficult player to reach around on because of his size. More often than not, you're probably going to pick up a foul trying to knock it away.
Jackson now. Again backs in Alvin Williams. And Alvin's going to get hit with a hand check. Anytime you get that hand in the hip and push the man away from the basket, you're going to hear that whistle right away.
And Mark Jackson is so good at continually getting more space. He keeps coming at you, And there you can see Mark Jackson, dad written on his sneakers. Father passed away yesterday, and his mother said, hey, you belong on the court. We'll be all right.
Alvin gets hit with another foul.
See, the Pacers, this is old school basketball right here. So Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics used to do. If they saw something was going, if they could attack them, go at you one way or another, they'll keep doing it and keep doing it till somehow you find a way to stop them. Now, Mark Jackson missed a couple of easy ones he should have made. And Larry Bird said, hey, it's just a matter of time before he drops him in, comes at Alvin again, and able to pick up the foul.
And again, they put it in the hands of Mark Jackson.
Keep going to the well. The old Boston Celtics.
That one gets up and
just
goes
a matter
down.
of time, John. Just a matter of time. He's been in the NBA an awful long time making that shot.
And it's tough to double him, too, because if you do, that means
he's the best.
Mullen
Top passes
or Miller are going to be open for a three.
He's on the top assist man in the league. But if you're open, he will find you.
Hopefully no good. Willis, strong rebound and gets fouled.
Yeah, that was a big-time rebound right there. The ball was going away from him. And not only catching it, John, but catching with two hands in traffic. That's a tough rebound.
Willis will attempt to get the Raptors back on top.
As Butch Carter was saying at halftime, John, the bottom line is stick around with the Pacers and try to keep this game close. Now watch this rebound. The ball's going away from him into Smits' hands and just takes it with two hands and goes up and gets the foul.
The effective rebounders you see consistently make that push on the player they're playing against before the ball comes up.
Well, that's the whole idea. It's contact first and then go get the basketball. If you just try to out-jump people, in this league, there's too many great athletes to take your chances on out-jumping people.
Or if you push, as Miller drops in a three, as you go into the basketball, that's when you're going to be caught as well.
Exactly. And we see Reggie Miller. He's hit a couple of big ones in the first half. 9 points already here in the second.
Willis, great move, gets it on the glass as well.
See, that's a quick step on the baseline side. And that's one thing you got to do with Smits. You don't need to play with it for a long time. Make your moves quickly because, again, he's got the bad wheels. He's not the quickest guy out there. And at his size, you want to attack with quickness.
This time they put Christie on Mark Jackson and a little bit of a tougher matchup.
Different game. And that's, remember, the Chicago Bulls played the Indiana Pacers. They put Scottie Pippen on Jackson. He was trying to do that and he couldn't post up.
Oakley.
Nice adjustment by Butch Carter at the defensive end. Now Alvin Williams is going to have to chase Reggie Miller off the screens, which isn't the easiest task because you need some help from your teammates, but Miller missing the first.
Oakley with the rebound finds Christie. Christie pulls up. He knows Willis is underneath, and so is Vince Carter.
A nice job of following the play. Vince Carter continued to run down. Doug Christie tried to aim that shot. That's why he came a little short, but Vince Carter right there.
Smits with it, swings it out to Jackson. Mullen for three. Deadly.
Oh, I tell you, when you got Miller and Mullen back there, I mean, Mullen's numbers, John, on the season, shooting 50% from the field and 46% from behind the arc. And let's not even mention 86% from the free throw line.
Willis wants it. He's had some success against Smiths. Tough jump hook, dances around, but won't drop.
You're right, tough shot. Can't get any closer than that. But you see how hard the Raptors have to work to get a shot off. The Pacers get a little bit better movement and getting wide open looks.
Reggie Miller now posting up Alvin Williams. Goes in. Skies, nice little shot.
How about Larry Bird? Larry Bird saying, you know what? I think we can work on Alvin Williams in the post here. Okay, Mark Jackson, take him down. All right, that worked. The Raptors made an adjustment. Now, Reggie, you take him down.
Charles Oakley is bleeding from the right side of his face. And that's one of the reasons we got the timeout here. Reggie Miller with the sharp elbows, and this is how Oakley picks up a little cut underneath his eye. He's headed to the locker room. Perhaps Miller stitched up.
Coming right down after that shot, hitting Oakley right on top of the cheek.
Christie wanted it, and Dale Davis finally swats it away from Wallace. And Raptors, it'll still be their ball, but just 10 seconds now on the 24-second clock. And Butch Carter doesn't want to waste this trip, so he's called a 20-second timeout. So they can drop a play to make sure they take advantage of these 10 seconds.
Butch Carter very good at changing on the go, improvising, and maybe another look at Reggie Miller coming right down. You look at his left elbow right there. Catching Charles Oakley, and Charles right now in the locker room either getting a Band-Aid put over it or getting stitched up. Those elbows have been a few places, John. Not a lot of meat on there.
What a successful family, the Miller family.
Oh, yeah.
Had another brother play Major League Baseball. Sister Cheryl, of course, one of the best women basketball players of all time. Now the head coach at Phoenix in the WNBA.
But she's done a great job. Also done a little announcing as well.
That's right. I've worked with her on several occasions.
You've worked with everybody. As long as you've been around, it's just a matter of time.
Christie gets it, and again, the shot clock is short. Christie wants to go one-on-one with Miller. Gives it to McGrady. McGrady gets fouled by Mark Jackson, who thought he had the ball cleanly, but he thought wrong.
John, I just got the word from Dave Haggett, the Raptors PR department, said that Charles Oakley's in the locker room to probably get a stitch or two, maybe at the most, after the game. They're looking to just put a steering strip on there.
You just got the word. We knew that.
No.
You said that 5 minutes ago.
No, you said he went in the locker room, but I said how many the details.
No, I said
steering
to get stitched or a bandage.
Yeah, but I just told you.
Pay attention
after the game.
McGrady can't get it to drop.
You didn't hear what I said.
I try not to hear what you say most of the game.
Fine. Fine. That's it. I'm done. Here's Doug Smith.
McGrady ties the game at 63 apiece. And you notice, Leo, that the crowds, as each game has gone further here at the Air Canada Center, the crowds have gotten louder.
Yeah, we're starting to get the hang of it. You got to cheer when your team is in a battle like this, not after something spectacular only. And there's a nice job on the offensive glass. And to tell you what, the Indiana Pacers, yeah, exactly. The Indiana Pacers have been doing a great job. They got 9 offensive rebounds in this game. And they continually been pounding. And the strength of the Raptors this season has been keeping people off the glass.
John Wallace, free throw line, gets blocked by Davis, gets it back. Alvin Williams then knocks it down.
Good opportunity for Alvin Williams, been struggling with his shooting. Sometimes when you got to catch it like that, not have time to think, that's when you get out of it.
Reggie Miller launches, no good. Oh, there, I'll tell you what, Dale Davis got away with an over the back on John Wallace. He went right over his back and kept it alive.
Well, they're just crashing, and the thing is, they've been going hard to the offensive glass this entire game. Even Al Harrington, the high school kid, has been doing a great job going to the glass. And they've been, when you do that from the beginning right through, the officials are less likely to make those calls.
Reggie Miller to the ball. John Wallace, nice defensive job from behind, and then Wallace and Harrington get their legs tied up, and Wallace hit the deck. McGrady goes coast to coast off the glass.
Big time move right there. Tracy McGrady, who's been fairly quiet in this game. See his athleticism, John. Just he sees that opening, and he's able to just elevate and soft touch using the glass.
The Raptors regain the lead. Mark Jackson. Reggie Miller just fighting to get free of Doug Christie, having a tough time. Rick Smits, Willis, and oh, there's a nickel dimer, as our friend Bill Raftery would say. Reggie Miller, tough drive, won't go in. Finally, Wallace grabs the rebound, but again, it was the Pacers that kept that ball alive.
So Raptors fortunate to walk away with the basketball there. Reggie Miller doing a nice job putting pressure on Doug Christie.
McGrady into the hands of Wallace. Dumps it down to Willis now. Willis fires from the baseline. No good. Reggie Miller with the rebound.
Willis has really been struggling with his shot in the game. The only buckets he scored have been around the basket. Hasn't been able to get that perimeter shot going.
Antonio Davis, a little long, but again, the Pacers win the battle for the rebound, and Al Harrington gets the deuce.
I like this kid's game, John. Al Harrington showing he can really play physical. He gets out there, loves to defend, really using his body around the basket. He doesn't back down from anybody.
Wallace turns on the baseline and fires long. And you don't see John Wallace miss by that much very often.
Actually, both teams missing some shots. We just saw the field goal percentage at 45% for both teams.
Davis now working on Willis.
A lot of power right there. Look at that.
And another rebound for the Pacers as Dale Davis goes up with it.
Well, Dale Davis just pushing John Wallace right out of the lane. And when you're playing against a guy like Dale or Antonio Davis, you just got to get physical. Right at the bottom of your screen, John Wallace just got completely moved out. And again, that's what these guys do best. When they're on the court at the same time, that really presents a lot of problems because they're physical and they're quick around the basket.
Between Antonio and Dale Davis, they average about 15 rebounds a game. So as you mentioned, when they're out there at the same time, they're going to have a tough time cleaning the glass. And Dale Davis misses both, as he's inclined to do. As we approach 1 minute remaining in the third quarter, the Raptors will look to regain the lead. Christie takes it. He's open on the baseline. Maybe too open.
Good shot right there. That's a shot Doug Christie's going to make most of the time.
Jackson now trying to back in Tracy McGrady. He does, but the difference is McGrady at 6'8" gets up and blocks the shot. Vince Carter behind the back to John Wallace, who drops it in.
The Raptors got lucky on that play. You don't want to take chances in a close game like this. Vince Carter almost let that ball get away from him, but good hands. The Raptors still able to score. But good
Kevin
job
Willis got his fingers on it to keep it inbounds. Antonio Davis will go to the line now.
Well, John Wallace having a hard time in this game. John trying to keep Antonio or Dale Davis off the glass. A lot of fans getting into it behind the basket here at Air Canada Center.
I think of the games that we've done here this year, this is the loudest I've heard it, and I think it's picking up as each game
John,
goes
not only
on.
the loudest you heard. How about today? We were walking around downtown a little bit. People stopping us on the street. Hey, how about the Raptors? And think they're going to win? Think they're going to make the playoffs? What a difference in attitude here in Toronto towards this team.
There are actually people scalping tickets as I walked into the building today, which you would see on occasion in Skydome, but only when the Bulls were coming in.
Don't tell me about that.
That one was. You were disguised. I don't think anyone recognized.
You had my raincoat.
Final 8 seconds now, and Raptors spread the floor and let Vince Carter go one-on-one with another rookie. Harrington gets it up, no good. Davis and Reggie Miller launches at the buzzer. For stats brought to you by Tim Hortons, coffee you can count on.
Both teams shooting about the same from the field. Raptors do a nice job when they get to the free throw line. 3-point field goals. Raptors still 1 for 9. But look at the rebound numbers. 13 offensive rebounds. Raptors getting out rebounded by 10 overall. Doing a good job moving the basketball. But unfortunately, Pacers really, the difference in this game has been their job on the glass.
The reason the Pacers aren't leading, though, is they've been doing a poor job at the free throw line. Hoiberg into Harrington. Works on Carter. Bumps him a couple of times. Nice move.
Yeah, that was a nice move. Just couldn't get it to finish, but showing a lot of poise in the post. Young fella.
He played 20 minutes, 20-plus minutes, actually, against the Knicks the other day. And so they're getting some more minutes out of the youngster.
I actually had that first meeting between these two teams back in February. You got a little bit of time at the end of the game. Showed some good things. And look at, here he is again. You got to figure it's got to be good for him in practice when he's battling Antonio Davis, Dale Davis, Sam Perkins, Rick Smits.
D. Brown turns it over and back into the hands of Travis Best.
Interesting, I told you he was living with Antonio Davis, and Antonio Davis and his family went away for a weekend, and they called to see how he was doing, what he was eating. Cereal. Just like at home, cereal, all by himself.
Yeah, that's why they need somebody there all the time. Harrington launches a three. Off the mark, no good. But again, the Pacers on the glass, and then Fred Hoiberg almost makes him pay, but not this time. Carter with the rebound.
Kevin Willis just dropped Al Harrington.
Tracy McGrady drawing a crowd. Back out to Vince Carter, swings it. Oakley with the jumper. Won't go down. Harrington with the rebound.
Well, this is one of those games, John, the Raptors really have to fight through it. Shots they normally have been making throughout this great run they've had are not dropping right now. And they just got to fight through this, and they got to do it at the defensive end.
That's what they did there. Hoiberg is stripped. Oakley down to Willis. Willis turns and fires. It won't go. Oakley almost had a rebound, but Hoiberg gets it.
Again, these are shots that the Raptors normally make. Kevin Willis, with regularity, drops down that baby hook.
Travis Best into a double team. Finds Sam Perkins for three, and that is money. He's got that much time to look down the basket. Sam Perkins will knock it down every time.
It's been a lot of years out in Washington knocking those jumpers down for the Seattle Supersonics and George Karl.
Raptors now trail by 2. McGrady. Oakley now. Vince Carter free momentarily, but D. Brown gets it. Shot clock is at 8, and there's the foul as Carter into the basketball. Al Harrington, little push in the back. It's fun to watch, a 2-point contest with 9:35 to go.
Well, it's one of the things about the Toronto Raptors, John. They're a fun team to watch. They do a lot of interesting things on the court. And here's a guy that's here just to watch his team. Pete Vesey.
You think he's been out here in any other year?
That's right. Pete Vesey, writer for the New York Post and also NBC. Here to see Vince Carter. I guess they're doing a halftime feature for their weekend broadcast. And a lot of people talking about this guy.
Raptors looking to pull even or take a 1-point lead with a 3.
Fred Hoiberg now has the assignment of Vince Carter, and Vince has got to take it just like that.
Shot won't stay down. Harrington and Oakley both at the deck.
But how about Harrington saying to Charles Oakley, you may take me down, but you're not getting around me. And at the other end, wow, Sam Perkins back-to-back threes. You don't want to let the big smooth get going.
Pacers have matched their biggest lead now at 5. That came in the first half. Willis wants it. Thought he had his man sealed.
And what's interesting, John, is the Pacers are not a great rebounding team by their numbers this season. They've actually been soft on the glass. And you look at them now, they're just dominating the Raptors with their ability to not allow any second shots for Toronto whatsoever. It's one and done for the Raptors, and they're just not making the shots right now.
At the other end, they're getting 3-4 looks at the basket. Hoiberg comes off the screen, right into Willis. Willis with the block.
Yeah, that's a play where Hoiberg's got to turn that corner, stop, and take the jump shot. His strength is not driving the bucket, it's shooting the shot.
Oakley now back to D. Brown.
D. Brown not able to even get a look here in the second half.
Vince Carter with the 3 on the way. That's off the back iron, and then Oakley commits the loose ball foul.
And there you see it again. One shot for the Raptors, and the Pacers make sure there are no second or third shot opportunities. Charles Oakley grabbing the arm of Antonio Davis, who was even doubtful to be playing in his game, sprained his ankle 2 games back against the Atlanta Hawks, and didn't play Tuesday against the Knicks, but he's had a solid game inside tonight.
Travis Best backs up outside the three-point arc. Shot clock at 7. Best to the baseline cutoff. Nice job defensively by the Raptors. Antonio Davis has to shoot it. The clock at 1, and that's not his forte, but look what happens. It comes right back to Antonio Davis, then off of D. Brown out of bounds.
Everybody in the Raptors watching to see who's going to get the ball, and that's an attitude you just got to shake right now. Everybody's got to make it their point to get the basketball. Don't look for somebody else to get it. Don't watch it. Go get it.
John Thomas quickly into the game for Kevin Willis now. Pacers with 22 seconds on the shot clock and a 5-point lead. Travis Best darts to the free throw line. It's Wallace in here. Wallace with the block. Best gets it back. Isn't that kind of night? Shot clock, though, doesn't reset. It's now at 5 as Best creates. No good. Travis Best got one tip on that ball, and he's the shortest guy on the floor. John Thomas back to John Wallace.
And to tell the conference, D. Brown didn't take the first one. He's passing up another shot.
Oh, Vince Carter!
Maybe that's what the Raptors need to get something going right now. Vince up and over everybody for the offensive rebound.
19 for Vince Carter as he does it with flair one more time.
That was a huge offensive rebound. The Raptors got to get it done at the defensive end, and John Thomas getting beat by Antonio Davis and going to get called for the foul. The fans not liking that call.
Timeout. Just under 7 minutes left here at the Air Canada Center. John Saunders and Leo Rautins. Indiana with a 3-point lead. Crowd extremely vocal here tonight as the Raptors look to win for the 10th time in the last 12 games.
John, a couple of key numbers that jump out at you. The Indiana Pacers 6 of 17 from 3. The Raptors 1 of 10. Normally D. Brown's got 7 or 8 by himself, and also 17 and 9 on the offensive glass so far for the Pacers.
Well, you mentioned the other night against the Knicks, as Antonio Davis knocks that in. They had 8 of 19 threes, did the Pacers. Well, D. Brown did that by himself.
Exactly. Well, he did a little bit better. He's 8 of 14.
1 of 2.
Now the Pacers, they've lost 2 games straight by a point. So this is a team that really needs a win as much as the Raptors do. So a lot on at stake here coming down the stretch.
Vince Carter creating again. A little stop, pop, jump, good.
Well, when you say coming down the stretch, so far this season, that's been Vince Carter's time. He's really stepped up big, and so far, a couple of big buckets right now to get his team going again.
Sam Perkins sets up for 3, no good.
And this time Charles Oakley had a hand up there, not a wide open shot like the other 2.
Raptors can tie or take the lead again.
Rich Carter yelling for Vince to get down in the post and be aggressive with the basketball.
They're on a double team now. Vince Carter again into the paint, gets blocked though by Davis.
Great job by Antonio Davis helping his teammate out. And Pacers making the Raptors pay at the other end. So Butch Carter was screaming for Doug Christie to get away from Vince Carter so you have a little room in the post to operate. And also you have another option to kick it out on the ring.
D. Brown, Travis Best, nice job to stay with him. Thomas trying to set the screen. Carter gets it, turns to face Mullen, illegal defense, and that's the second, so that'll be a technical foul.
And the entire weak side of the Pacers, everybody in the lane, Larry Bird, Dick Harder, to Larry Bird's right looking on. Dick Harder, tremendous defensive coach. That's one of the things that Larry Bird did when he took the job with the Indiana Pacers. John, he surrounded himself with the right people. Dick Harder been around the NBA for a lot of years, and Rick Carlisle, a young offensive-minded coach that really understood the game, actually played with Larry Bird in Boston. He assembled a great staff to really help him get through his initiation as an NBA coach.
Carter again, Mullen takes a baseline. See you later.
And Vince Carter will go to the free throw line. You can see the difference in the approach by Vince Carter on that second move, John. Got the first one blocked when he went in. This time, watch this. He's on a baseline, goes strong. And look at the explosion. He's going up saying, come and get this one. You got the last one, but you're not going to get me twice. And as a result, going to the free throw line.
Vince Carter is closing in on a triple-double there. Sitting on 9 rebounds and 8 assists to go along with 22 points.
Well, he's done everything else. Why not go for a triple-double? But I just like the mentality. A lot of players, John, they'll get a shot blocked, like you saw Vince get a block, and they don't come back as strong. He came back twice as strong to make sure he got to the line. And again, you hate to use the comparisons, but there's another guy who used to do that quite a bit. If you ever got a piece of one of his shots, you know he's going to come back and make you pay for it. That was Michael Jordan.
Doug Christie gets hit for the foul. He's doing a little holding down there, at least that's according to Bob Delaney. Travis Best now. D. Brown picks him up. Miller again struggling with Doug Christie's defense. Offensive pick. Antonio Davis just picked up Doug Christie.
Yeah, Antonio Davis coming over. Doug Christie doing a great job on Reggie Miller. He's all over him. And we get a look as the ball comes over now. Watch what happens. Hold it right there. You're going to see Antonio Davis come up and set a moving screen. He's not stationary right there, hitting Doug Christie, blindsiding him without getting his feet set.
Christie with it now. Raptors look to take the lead again. Vince Carter working one-on-one. Launches one. Drops it in. Vince Carter has brought the Raptors back into the lead at 78-77.
John, he's stepping up big time. He's showing the unbelievable character that we've seen throughout the season. The tougher the game, the more important the shot, the more Vince Carter steps to the forefront.
Reggie Miller puts up a tough three, and that's why that guy is deadly.
I tell you what, tough isn't the word. His feet weren't even set yet, John. He had his feet going the opposite way. Doug Christie with a hand up. Miller's still getting it out because he's so quick. No wasted time at all.
16 now for Reggie Miller. D. Brown finds his way loose and gets fouled.
Tough call there on the Pacers. I really thought that was a pretty good play by Indiana defensively, John. Good play by D. Brown to go back door. Vince Carter set him up. Watch the help right here. D. Carter using a Vince Carter screen. And look at this. Antonio Davis, I think he played that as well as he could play, but D. Brown made it look like a foul. Watch D. Brown's body right there. He leans in. He knew he couldn't make the shot. There's no way he's getting that shot over Davis. So he leans in, makes sure there's some contact, and that's a veteran making something out of nothing.
D. Brown with now just 7 points in the game, but again, it's sometimes when you get those points. And he has tied the game at 80 apiece.
Well, we've seen some games this season where D. Brown as well struggled at times, but also came up when he had to make some important shots. The important thing is if you're a shooter, you just keep shooting. You don't worry about your percentage. As long as you're taking good shots and the shots you have to take. It looks like the Pacers want to take a timeout here and talk things over. A lot of confusion, a lot of standing around at the offensive end. And Reggie Miller looked over at Larry Bird and said, make this one a 20.
Well, Indiana has gotten a timeout, but they also only have 7 seconds left on the shot clock, so they'll have to work fairly quickly when they come back, which makes this an even more important defensive trip for the Raptors.
Well, some great matchups out here. You know, just having Doug Christie and Reggie Miller going head-to-head. Chris Mullin, Vince Carter. This is what brings the fans out to the arenas, to see these guys going at each other. To see how his team intently looking on it. Folks noticing that they didn't see halftime.
I was going to say, they apparently don't watch your interviews at halftime because Butch is always smiling during those.
He's starting to get a complex. Maybe he's laughing at me.
Everything. Says to his assistants, I got to go up there and talk to that knucklehead again.
The same thing you say every day. No, not him again.
We got a great one here. Tied at 80. Pacers with 7 ticks on the clock. Travis Best trying to go to work. D. Brown, great job. Tremendous job defensively by D. Brown. Forces up a tough shot by Best.
John, he got the block shot, but he did it with his feet. D. Brown just absolutely cut off Travis Best at every angle. He couldn't go anywhere, had to force the tough shot.
So the Raptors look to take the lead again.
That's a dangerous play right now. You want to get something, unless it's a wide open pass without the defender right there. You don't want to risk it. If you're a little bit more patience, let Vince Carter come to the post, let him post up, it's just as good.
Plus, after that defensive stop, you got to make a pay down there. You got to come away with the deuce.
John Thomas really leaning on Smits, trying to keep. Look at that forearm. Look at the base of John Thomas. Look how he gets down.
Illegal defense, though.
Illegal defense. Looks like D. Brown got the call against him for dropping below the foul line. But John Thomas, look at the leverage in his legs. Look at here. Watch John Thomas with the lower body. That's what's allowing him to keep Smits from gaining ground. Tremendous job using his legs. Another player does a great job of that, Dennis Rodman. Now with the Los Angeles Lakers, really gets down, makes up for lack of size by using his legs.
Smits gets it down. Again, Thomas. Smits turns baseline and drops it in.
See, now John Thomas did a great job. There's not much else you can do because Smits is so tall. He gets that shot up, and I mentioned earlier, he doesn't bring it down. He keeps it up, releases from a very high point, which makes it even more difficult.
Carter gets it. Shoots over top of Reggie Miller. No good. Long rebound to Mullen.
Now, the rest of the Raptors got to realize when Vince Carter's got the ball, it's probably going up, so you got to try to establish position. Good play by Oakley.
Smits misread the play. He stepped away from the basketball, and the pass was intended for him. Oakley launches the jumper. Got hit on the wrist, got clobbered by Smits. Still knocked it in.
You said it, John. Oakley just got whacked on the release. And that should have been a three-point play opportunity, but how about Oakley taking that shot? I don't know if I would have advised him to take that shot, but knocked it in anyway.
Like we said before, he seems to get it when you need it. Smits, not this time.
Great
Christie
rebound.
with the rebound.
Doug Christie averaging almost 5 boards a game. Help your big guys out. Everybody was trying to go for the ball. Doug Christie coming down, and now the Raptors got a chance to take a lead again.
Carter wants to drive, pulls up with the jumper. Too long. Rebounded by Miller. And we remain tied at 82. Travis Best now. Players are working at every possession in this game. Smits turns again. Thomas stays with him. Travis Best pulls up in the lane. Somehow finds Smits, but they don't beat the 24-second clock.
Excellent job. Everybody rotating, helping out. Travis Best thought he had a drive. It was closed off. And then the pass, not a good pass, going into Smits.
Look at your Bell leaderboard, the official telecommunications choice of the Toronto Raptors. Reggie Miller at 16 points. That is a couple below his average. Smits and Dale Davis with 12 apiece. And Vince Carter, who's averaging 17, up at 25 on the night. Doug Christie with 14.
Also for Vince Carter Johnson, 9 rebounds and 8 assists to go with that 25. This place is rocking. You made the comment during that last time out, John, that you haven't heard Air Canada Center or any home game for the Raptors this loud ever.
Now, in 4 years of doing Raptors games, in cavernous Skydome especially, I haven't heard a crowd like this. This is very, very nice. Raptors looking to take the lead now. Oakley. Vince Carter has Reggie Miller on him. Carter loses his footing again. Shot clock goes below 10. Vince launches the jumper from the baseline.
John, going into that last timeout, I looked at Vince Carter and said, he looks tired to me. But I'll tell you what, he's really sucked it up to be able to get his legs under that shot. Huge shot.
The rookie has ignited the crowd once again, as he has done so many times. Hits the deck, back on his feet. I know you're an all-star, Reggie Miller. You can't stop that. The Raptors have taken a 2-point lead. 1 minute, 9 seconds to go, and now it's time for the D.
Amazing, John, and the Raptors in the position they're in right now. At 1 minute 9 to go, up 2. They've been pounded on the glass, 52-39. They've only made 1 3-point shot, but their efficiency at the free throw line has been key. Raptors have only missed 2 free throws all game. The Pacers have missed 10, and that's made up for a lot. And there we get a look at the matchups. Almost even in the posts. Rick Smits and Kevin Willis. Although Smits has hit some big shots late in the game. And there, another matchup pretty much even. Doug Christie and Reggie Miller. Although Reggie Miller has seen the armpit of Vince Carter this last minute or so, trying to match up. And Vince Carter, the edge on everybody, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and 11 of 19 shooting.
And here we go. 1 minute to go. Raptors by 2. Reggie Miller gets it. Rick Smits and John Thomas in a real battle. Thomas turns him around and Smits fires over top of him.
We mentioned at the top of the show, he's been a Raptor killer. He's hit some big shots against the Raptors over the years. Carter scores!
Somehow reverses on the baseline.
John, I have no idea how he was able to get that shot to go. It looked like it was blocked, and it still made it to the bucket.
Somehow got turned around on the baseline and still dropped it in. Travis Best for 3, buries it.
Wow, D. Brown got off of Travis Best because he thought he was going to make a pass. He didn't expect the three-point shot.
Raptors trail by 1 now. D. Brown over to Oakley, launches his jumper, short, and Carter got it for the rebound twice. Oh my goodness, he's taken over.
Vince Carter and 4 guys in white. He is doing the job.
This is unbelievable. Now the Pacers going for the win. Down by 1. Travis Best in some trouble. 5 seconds. Travis Best drops it off to Smits. His jumper is off. It's no good. The Raptors win. Vince Carter has done it again. 31 points, 11 rebounds for the double-double, 8 assists. And after picking up 3 fouls in the first half, he did not pick one up in the second half to stay on the floor and lead the Raptors to their 7th consecutive win at home.
Vince, tremendous basketball game. Just when it looked like it didn't look too good for the Raptors, you just came up and put the game on your shoulders, made every big play.
Once again, Coach Carter believes in me. He said, Vince, attack the basket and make something happen. I believe in you. And my teammates believe in me. They just continue to give me the ball and said, do what you have to do. And my shots were falling, so I just continue to shoot the ball.
Vince, I looked at one of the timeouts. I said to John, you looked a little tired to me. It was right after that. You slipped in the corner. You still maintained the ball and still were able to shoot up over Reggie Miller.
That's what Coach Carter asked me. He said, are you tired? I said, no, sir. I said, I was just settling for a jump shot. So I hit 2, and then I missed the next 2. And I still took the other one. It's just a great game by this team.
How big a game is it? How big a game is this for the Toronto Raptors?
We beat a potential championship team, so I think this is a big one for us. And a lot of momentum going into the next game.
31 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Congratulations. And now, John, we're going back to you. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Lou Diamond's music.